But more importantly than clearing out the space wildlife, welcome everybody to the 24th century. It is now the year 2300. Please feel free and celebrate that, or don't. It doesn't matter to me. Upgrade to Starhold over at Aradu, or whatever the hell you call it. This is gonna take a while though. Illicit matter. HMS Strabo finds a disturbing tangle of technology hidden in a deep crater on the asteroid's surface. Evidently, someone has, with rather simple means, managed to stabilize a one-way wormhole. Science officer Marcia Didius fully asserts that the asteroid is the exit point. The other end opens up somewhere in uncharted space some light years away from a black hole, and small quantities of dark matter are leaking, being siphoned through the wormhole. Whoever set this up seems to have abandoned the operation. Ooh, a deposit of dark matter. That is very nice. It really is. But unfortunately for us, we need the dark matter drawing technology, which we do not currently have for that. But you can go to Asphodel and build me a research station. And our fleets are still moving on towards their destination. It's time for us to do a little bit of house cleaning. Centauri, we won't be upgrading their starbase anytime soon because that is very bloody expensive. And that's no exaggeration. This fleet is just about there. 4.4k strength. It's about what we expected before. So, one thing I will say is we managed to rebuild our fleets quite quickly, because they're both basically at or even slightly superior to the level of strength they were at before our war with the Eprians, which is quite nice. It really is. And we have a genius researching our engineering. That should speed things up a bit. 13 months left until we can build habitats. Which I may end up building a lot of them at some point, but they cost influence to throw down, which we're lacking on at the moment. Not much in the way of influence that we have. just yet. Unfortunate, that. Why am I running on bloody normal speed? I run the game on fastest for a reason during these downtimes. It's because there's not a damn thing happening while this is going on. Serica's alloy foundries are just about done. So we'll be getting some more alloy production coming in quite soon.
Construction complete.
Yep. Now, what's it going to shoot up to? That's what I need to know. 20 to 27. So probably about 35 or maybe 45 after we actually dock up our fleets again. That's kind of nice. Yeah. For now, I'll save up on my alloys so I have enough to upgrade our fleets when the time comes for that. And here they are. It'll be time to attack soon, so fingers crossed, everyone. This goes as well as I'm thinking it will. I mean, it's only against space wildlife, so there shouldn't be any real issues, but you never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Indeed it can. Alrighty then. Commence the attack. And drop it down to normal speed. Actually, let's have both of you get together here since one of them jumped first. And these guys are coming to me. Well, I'm not about to complain, certainly.
Construction complete.
Certainly not about to complain. And 2 anchorages there, as well as a naval logistics office. Get rid of that annoying penalty to how much we're paying. Also, hello 2301. Go on then, commence your attack. If they're gonna take that long to reach
Fleet
us,
action underway.
We'll go to them. Oh, this is just so nice to watch. And down they go. We lost 5 corvettes in that engagement, but I would say it was rather worth it. So, we're not going to sit around waiting. No, we are not. I'm going to send you guys up to take out that next place. Nearest science ship. Nearest science ship is that one. Which you can go off and do that, and then head down to do these things. That job up there is somewhat more important, I think. But Death's Morass is ours now. Now get a bazillion reinforcements for that one fleet, I think. Terra, you need more jobs. You need more jobs. So I'm going to set up a military academy on Terra. Yeah, we're going to get an academy for elite soldiers on our homeworld. Elysium can upgrade from a planetary administration to a planetary capital. Is there anywhere else we can upgrade? Well, Regium. It's another mining district. Nowhere else we can upgrade the administrative building yet. Nope.
Construction complete.
Alpha Centauri is donezo, so they're sending reinforcements to find the fleets and get us back up to fastest speed. Science ship has a ways to go, but they'll get there
Science
eventually.
division report success.
Speaking of science, we can now build habitats. Next thing on my list is anti-gravity engineering, because if I remember rightly, and I'll actually check in the Unity tradition thing. Let's see, where are you? Arcology project requires anti-gravity engineering. This technology will give us the ability to do that, so we can then make our planet, our homeworld, into an ecumenopolis. And that is something I plan to do, is have an ecumenopolis for our capital. Basically,
Construction complete.
if you're one of the few people in the entire universe who doesn't know what it is, an ecumenopolis is basically a planet that is completely, the entire surface is a city. So like Coruscant, think Coruscant, or what Terra or Earth is in the 40k universe, and you'll have an idea of what an ecumenopolis is. So we're planning to turn our homeworld into one of those, is what I'm basically saying. Investigation of Asphodel II's ring commences. The research post over Asphodel 2 is ready to search for traces of the weapon that destroyed the civilization that once flourished here. Get on it then. I want to find this
Construction
weapon.
complete.
Now, how about you roll over to Death's Morass?
Construction complete.
Sol Starbase is done with its latest round of constructions. So these reinforcements, they'll eventually make it to the fleet, but it's going to take a while because undoubtedly they will not manage to get here in time and will just miss their target a bunch of times. Especially since their target is the first fleet, not the second. It's going to take them a while to catch up. Without a doubt. From beneath the waves, colonizers on Neratum regularly explore the planet in hopes of finding more resources to help with day-to-day life. A recent expedition to the North Pole has now unveiled a large object on the bottom of the ocean, an alien battle cruiser. And the pressure of the deep will prove a challenge, but it is possible to get to the ship. Try and salvage it. It's a special project, a submerged cruiser. Yeah, alright. Try and salvage it. Of course, if this is what I think it is, and it just gives us a cruiser or something, then that kind of doesn't mean much, because I think our cruisers are probably a lot better than anything that
Construction
we managed
complete.
to find. But I guess it could be okay. But I don't think it'll be very technologically equivalent to what we've currently got access to, is what I'm saying. So, I think it's time. Let's see. Yes, just as I remember, it requires 200 influence to set up a habitat, and we also need 3,000 alloys, because we are effectively building a giant space station. It's effectively a miniature colony, just in space, so that's gonna be very expensive. And we don't have the resources for that right now. What we do have the resources for is colonize. Okay. communications established. Riggin Commercial Exchange. I'll take some influence, yes? I speak on behalf of the Riggin Commercial Exchange. We have facilitated trade negotiations between interested parties on our station at the Alamac system for more than 1,000 of your years. If you happen to possess more resources than you need, we are more than willing to take it off your hands. You will be duly compensated, of course. Let's actually check out what they do, because I don't remember what Commercial Exchange does since Megacorp. Let's see here. Riggin Commercial Exchange. We can buy strategic resources from them. That could be useful under some circumstances, but at the moment, I have no interest. Let's see something. Where are you guys? I'm trying to find a very specific one of the enclaves. I don't remember which one they are. I think it might be the curators, actually. Yeah, they can aid in our research, so this is them. Of course, we are prepared to offer you limited access to our extensive databanks for a period of 10 standard years. This should provide a significant boost to the research efforts of your planet-side science labs. We'll require compensation for this service, naturally, but I think you'll find that our prices are very reasonable. Yeah, 4,000 energy to get a 10% boost to our research speed. I'm gonna go for it. That's most of our energy, but I find the boost to our research to be very handy, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Now, 6 months until we have more physics research, so that'll be nice. Which our physics is really lagging behind, so this will help with that. And another faction has popped up. We have a lot of factions. Fortunately, only 2 of them dislike us. Which is very nice, honestly. It really is. That we have such a small population of factions hostile to the state. I do appreciate that. I really, really do. And now, the anchorage finished, so just waiting on our logistics office give us the great big boost to our capacity for all the anchorages.
Construction complete.
That should be another 8 capacity if I'm reading that right. And you get a little bit more naval capacity from hot jobs in the form of soldiers on Earth. Very handy indeed. And our Forge World has an unemployed pop. they can work in the generator district that I'm building. We don't really need a generator district on our Forge world, but I'm gonna put up some non-Forge related things from time to time, obviously. Just so we don't have to constantly be moving pops onto there. Findings on the Layets over in Asphodel. While searching through the debris of the former habitats orbiting Asphodel 2, one of the station's researchers happened upon a depiction of the inhabitants, which our research officers have taken to dubbing Layats. They have an unusual trinary body structure, standing upright on 3 legs as a tripod. They sprout 2 sets of 3 arms, each arm with 3 fingers, as well as a full 3 heads. Each head has 1 eye, 1 ear, and 2 mouths, presumably one to speak and one to eat. It's unfortunate that we've been unable to find any organic remains of the Layats. Their biology must have been a true marvel. In this depiction, our researcher also found examples of what is believed to be Layad script. However, attempts to translate it have so far been futile. Interesting. And yeah, that is an absolutely insane alien. 2 mouths, 6 arms, 3 legs. I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit mental. It really is.
Science Division reports success.
And that will be our physics research increase. So, I'll take the subspace sensors and black hole observatory next. Actually, no, I won't. I'll take automatic exploration, just because it's the shortest one. It's 26 months. So I'll take that.
Construction complete.
And our colony ship is now operational. 3 jumps until it reaches the Asphodel system and establishes our new colony of Illyria. We're doing a decent amount of colonization in this particular session. This is the 2nd colony we've set up during this time around.
Battle debris secured.
Nice. Yes, we found our debris. So now survey the system and we'll add it to our territory. So, how are you guys feeling about this? Still recently liberated. I'll have to keep an eye on that, because if I can get them to become our subject, I will. And probably if we get them right after we recently liberated wears off, then the thing to do there will be to just give them a nice gift and up their opinion that way. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. And all our bloody neighbors keep rivaling each other. Not that I'm complaining. Makes it easier to beat the crap out of them if they don't like each other after all. So why would I complain about them making my life a bit easier? Okay, Neritum as an unemployed person. But, you know, looking at this, Neritum has quite the number of agricultural districts. And the tectonics don't cause problems for that. So, I'm thinking about making Neritum into another agricultural world. I think it might actually be a good idea to make Neritum an agricultural world, because right now Elysium is full up in terms of agricultural districts. We can't get any more farming jobs there until we unlock the ability to build hydroponics farms. It's just gonna take a while. And we're currently starting to go down in the amount of food that we're producing.
Construction complete.
Nova Serica is done and has its generator district. Also, no, that's not the case. Don't be an idiot. It'll just be up to 22 soon. We've got a ways to go before I can put down another alloy foundry. So for the time being, not a whole lot to do, save for build an agricultural district on our industrial world, just to give them a bloody job, and continue on with Operation Kill the Wildlife, as I'm calling our attack on the space amoebas, and then before that on the magic clouds, or whatever the hell they are. Yeah, you can just tell how much I care, can't you? But our attack on them, Operation Kill the Space Wildlife, of course, that's not going to include the Ether Drake, because Leviathan, and those things are somewhat difficult to kill, shockingly enough. I know, it's such a surprise, isn't it? That they're hard to kill. Really, really is. For now, though, killing the wildlife is just kind of me killing time, pardon the pun. While we rebuild our strength and get ourselves into a position to finish off the Eprian Corporation. Because, if you remember, our last war with them, we weren't quite able to finish them off, and they did manage to take one system from us. Not much, considering we took enough territory to create a whole new vassal state. Quite impressive, I'm sure you agree.
Construction complete.
Neritum is done with its constructioniness. Yeah, we want to do that. And I'm laying down some claims on the stellar hegemony down here. Because we want to take all of this territory in a war, and then gift it to the Psychonian Protectorate, our vassal. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep an eye on the Vrax Corporation here. They have the recently liberated modifier, so we can't demand they become our subject, but once that goes away, I would like to see if we can't get them as a subject. It'll probably be after we manage to strip this away from the Psychonians, or Psychonids rather, and give it to the Protectorate. But if we could get that diplomatically, that would be such a huge success. Because that's a brand new vassal state. Completely for free. Well, not necessarily for free, but as close as you can get to for free. So, kind of for free, kind of not for free. Depends on how you look at it, really.
Our pioneers have made
Science
planetfall.
is leveled up, and our colonization of the Gaia world over in Asphodel has begun. So everyone, say hello to our new colony on Illyria. That's one more ship. And yeah, both fleets are basically full strength. So you guys can jump now. And we'll be clearing that place out. I'm not actually going to bother to explore the debris
Construction
there.
complete.
Tritonus is done. Terra. Okay. What's the next thing we want to slap down on the whole world? That's the real question here. I think another alloy foundry wouldn't be too bad, honestly. We're going to need some more alloy production after all. You guys hold there and we'll just wait for the rest of the fleet to arrive. Yeah. You two hang out over there. And we need to pick a new ascension tree. A new unity tree to go down. So I think I'm going to pick Harmony, actually. That is what I'm thinking. More government ethics traction. We reduce a lot of the resource requirements for pops, so it just strikes me as being eminently useful. After that, there'll probably be discovery and then domination. I'll no doubt end up taking diplomacy just to unlock another of those ascension perks that we'll be able to use, but not because I actually care about diplomacy. Our diplomacy is going to be of the more aggressive kind. We're employing a very Theodore Roosevelt-like form of diplomacy, i.e. speak softly and carry a big stick. That is the High Kingdom of Terra's form of diplomacy. For all two of you that hadn't figured that out yet. So it's time to kill us some space amoebas. Enjoy not being alive, bitches. Enjoy not being alive. That went fast. And we lost a single corvette. Don't really care. You guys go home. And just dock up at your home stations. Our vassal can take over that place. Our vassal can just have this place now that we're done killing off the space wildlife. So now, all I'm doing is awaiting the completion of our system surveying over here. So, you finish up there, and then I'll just give that over again to speed things along. Alright, you finish soon, and as I said before, I'm not going to bother with checking out the debris for the space amoebas. We have all the stuff that I care about from them already, from a little skirmish we fought with a smaller group earlier.
System reconnaissance completed.
And now this system has been fully surveyed. We'll build a starbase over it, so this can be part of my space. What that's going to mean is there's only one system we'll be able to expand to like this at the moment. That being this place over here, but we're also not going to be able to expand into it because it has a fucking ether drake in it, and I don't know if any of you guys have gone up against those things yourself, but they tend to be kind of hardcore. In the sense that if you fail to take them in your first run, they like to head on into your actual territory and say hi. And pro tip, you don't actually want them saying hi. Go fuck yourself. It's the somewhat friendly Borg over on the other side of the galaxy has decided to insult us because we closed our borders to them. We only closed our borders to you because you closed your borders to us. So technically that's your fault. So there, what do you think of that? Now I have 3 more systems over there I need to lay claim to so I can give all of that to my vassal, which... This brings up another thing that I really wish was kind of different, and the way Stellaris calculates the amount of influence you have to spend to lay down claims, because it seems to calculate it from where your empire is located. What I really wish is that it would calculate it from where your vassals are located, because I really think that would make more sense if your vassals' location determined how much you spent. Because it being based on your location and not your vassals, complete. To me, just seems kind of dumb. But now we have that system for ourselves. So that construction ship can just sort of sit on its hands for now and not really do anything.
Construction complete.
Declare war on them, but that'll bring the Psychonids in, and we don't really want a war just yet. We'd like to finish rebuilding our forces and get properly ready for a war. Speaking of, let's get a bunch of
Science Division reports a new breakthrough
going on. Also, regenerative hull tissue is now done. So, let's see. What do we go for? There's the ability to clear mountains, which we have a decent number of them in our space. Other than that, naval capacity or fortress. Well, the thing with the fortress is that's really only useful for fortifying planets that are going to come under attack, and I don't think any of ours are. Any of our space is going to come under attack, to be perfectly honest. So, fortress isn't that handy to me, honestly. On the other hand, I'm not entirely sure, but I think this might be one of the prerequisite techs for being able to unlock Titans. That or battleships. Or something else. There's a bunch of different techs that if you have one of them, you have the prerequisite for battleships. I don't remember if Fortress is one of them, but it might be. However, given how fast we're expanding our navy right now, I think another 30 points in naval capacity would really benefit us at this moment in time. So, we're gonna go for that. Right, the fleet is continuing to be on its way.
Construction complete.
Docking up and stuff soon. And we have the automated exploration protocols. So that's out of the way now. It doesn't really matter to us, honestly. So, research station output is an option, and it's a very attractive one. Advanced shields. We haven't even managed to get level 3 shields on our ships yet because of power issues. So, really I think it's between research station output and shield capacitors. So, shield capacitors would up our shield's hit points, which would undeniably be useful. But I think just having more research points is a thing that we could do with right now, because we're starting to lag a little bit, at least in terms of physics and engineering. And our society is not looking that great either, considering we're already into the 24th century. So, indeed, we are going to research the research station output. Both our fleets are on their way to do stuff, so we'll let them continue on with that. Still can't lay down any claims. Not that I'm gonna stop checking. And the Vraks are still recently liberated, so there's no way in hell they're going to accept a demand they become our subject. Which I would really like, because that would be just a free subject we can get. And they're so pathetic, and they don't mind us. So actually, should we form a non-aggression pact with them to get them to start trusting us a bit more? I'm honestly considering it, but for now, I will refrain from any pacts of non-aggression.
Construction complete.
Alpha Centauri is done with all the shipbuilding. And our first fleet's moving on in. Further Iliad findings. And I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly, but whatever. The mystery surrounding the death of the Iliads deepens, though our team has been unable to find any evidence as to what caused the destruction of their habitat. They have catalogued a large number of items, ranging from fragments of small spacecraft to entire buildings to all manner of everyday objects. Unfortunately, it appears that their electronic systems were not of a very sturdy design, though few have survived the past few thousand years. However, what has surprised our researchers is that not a single object has been identified as a weapon. This has led our scientists to theorize that the Iliads were an entirely pacifistic species. Who or what could have caused their destruction? Curious indeed. Maybe they met the Galactic Terran Imperium, one of my previous empires that I deleted when I was clearing up my old list of ones. Maybe they met some human fanatical purifiers. So yes, the Galactic Terran Imperium that I'm mentioning were basically just the Imperium from 40k and Stellaris. Just because I felt like it, essentially. And, wow. It is so bizarre when that happens, but all the reinforcements literally managed to miss our fleet by inches. That's a bit nuts. Let's see. Asrandu's Commonwealth and the Alinsuid bonded merchants have entered a defensive pact, so bonded merchants. Those two then. Okay. It doesn't affect me, it's on the literal other side of the galaxy, but nice for them, I suppose. Nice for them. Whatever. Don't really care. Do not really care. Okay, Regium, have some minds. That's what you do after all your bloody mining world. So mine. Mine, mine, mine. Not that kind of mine, damn it. That was the worst joke ever, I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This was just awful. It was objectively the baddest thing that's ever been badded by being bad. But our two fleets have made it back home, so now they can start getting fixed up, since they took a few bruises in clearing out space wildlife.
Special project complete.
I'm sorry, what? Special project failed. Oh, right. It's Open World Addict. Hello. Yeah, and the special project it's talking about is we found this alien cruiser on this planet, and I was trying to make it come up to the surface. It seems like that didn't go too well. Explosion can be heard for miles as the salvage operation of the submerged cruiser ends in disaster. The people of Neritum are without harm, yet parts of the settlement are destroyed. The ship itself is far beyond repair, ripped apart by the explosion. Luckily, many of the scattered pieces of the hull can be salvaged. And our planet gets 20 devastation. Yeah, could have done without that, honestly. But the engineering research and minerals I honestly care about more because it's a cruiser. I imagine that our cruisers that we actually have blueprints for and as part of our frigging fleet are rather a lot better than those ones. So I can't really bring myself to care too much about them. So you guys can finish linking up with that fleet. And 5.2k. We are 9 of 13 destroyers, so this fleet's almost up to full strength now. Nice. Build a destroyer, or possibly 2. I don't remember what they cost. Our scientist is better now. And you can just go home. Both fleets still some building up to do, and I need to manage to get that research option that is going to give me better reactors, because right now our current ship reactors, they can't provide enough power for me to even manage to actually get level 3 shields on my cruisers, which is kind of embarrassing, to be honest. I can't even get the 3rd level of shields on my bleeding cruisers. It's kind of irritating, not gonna lie. And both of the neighbors, and 2 of our neighbors, cannot make up their minds on if they would like to be rivals or not. Isn't that just lovely? You like my Twitch extensions I'm using?
Complete.
It's been a while since I checked which ones I'm actually using. The only one I actually remember is the Streamlabs schedule one, which is a little bit embarrassing because it's my damn channel. Yes, indeed. Last is 1. Please have more reinforcements. Okay, so since you're here and watching this, I imagine, Addict, I imagine an overview of the diplomatic situation in my immediate neighborhood would probably be fairly useful. Oh, the live pets, right. I'd honestly forgotten I had that one, but yeah, overview of the diplomatic situation would probably be useful. So, these guys up here, the Eprian Corporation, we fought 2 wars against them, and both I haven't been able to totally destroy them because just by the nature of the war, there managed to be rather a lot of attrition involved, so they were practically getting their butts whooped, but they did enough damage that I couldn't make it a total victory. And after this last war, we have set up a vassal state here in the Eprian Confederation. I still have a little bit of territory up there because I can't give it to them because you have to give them neighboring systems, and we don't own the neighboring systems. They, in the last war, managed to take 1 system off me. It wasn't really worth anything as a system. It was literally just an energy mine. So we managed that, and then we managed that after like 2 wars. Then, in between those wars, I fought these guys, the seconded Stellar Hegemony. At the time, the Lenara corporate holdings down here, who have been my neighbor since the beginning of the game, had gone to war with the Stellar Hegemony. And I took advantage of that to attack them and carve out a little bit of territory here. Which, I wasn't able to get this system up here from them because they didn't own it at the time. But we got a bunch of systems off of them that I again set up as a vassal in the Psychonian Protectorate. Right now what I'm doing is I'm laying down a bunch of claims on this little bit of space right here. And this space I'm going to give to my vassal. And in that war, the Lenara were fighting with the Psychonids. They made the Vrax Corporation here completely independent. It didn't become their vassal or anything, which is very weird. They're pathetic compared to me right now, and I'm trying to wait until the recently liberated modifier wears off because it would be really nice if I could just make them my vassal. Other than that, the other important diplomatic things we have going on, the Eprian Corporation and the Psychonid Stellar Hegemony have a defensive pact. So if I attack one of them, the other will come in on their side. Lenara Corporate Holdings and the Terran Republic have the same sort of thing going on. And that's the only actual important stuff in my part of the galaxy. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Except for one thing. I do have my own defensive pact with the Ancient Kingdom here, who have become superior to me in military strength at some point. I'm not really sure how they managed that. They were equivalent when I last looked, and I've been building up rather a lot. But I'm probably going to break that defensive pact at some point, just because I don't really have any reason to maintain it. I really don't. So either the Ancient Kingdom or the Lenara are probably going to become my targets at some point. The Lenara keep changing their mind as to how they feel about me. We had mutual rivals, then we didn't have mutual rivals, then we did, then we didn't, now we do again. So they keep changing their mind on whether they like me or not. It's really confusing. The Ancient Kingdom never do that, though our relationship has gone down a little bit. It was at over 200 before my last war with the Eprians. So right now, what I'm doing is basically I'm between two wars, so I'm just sort of building up my fleet and colonizing a few places in my empire that have colonizable worlds, but I haven't yet managed to actually colonize. So that also means terraforming a bunch of them, because a lot of these are places that humans can't live on very well, and I want to give the places to humans, essentially. Our vassal is over here surveying a system that they'll undoubtedly add to their territory, so good job for them, actually doing their job and expanding. And if anyone's wondering why my vassals are expanding, because vassals usually can't do that, well, the simplest reason why my vassals can expand is that I am a feudal society. So subjects are less likely, subjects like me more, and them having power in comparison to me doesn't hit our opinion as much, but they can expand their own territory, basically, by claiming new systems, which I kind of like. And that's something that I would also appreciate if standard subjects could do as well. I think that'd be kind of nice if just bog standard subjects could also expand their territory, but you got an event and they had to ask for permission to claim a system in a certain area. It would, I think, be kind of neat. Let your subjects expand, I think, but just give you some control over how they do that. That's basically what I'm saying. So for now, we have a couple of fleets I want to get at full strength, and then I'll probably eventually start another fleet. And we're over our naval capacity again. Lovely. It's just great. So, I'll have that as a claim. Then I have 2 more places I need to claim. And we can go to war with those guys once I feel like I have a big enough fleet. Which is not going to be for a little while now, actually. It's really not. Because somehow the Eprians, despite having such a minuscule amount of territory, have managed to wrangle themselves around 900 military strength in their fleet. So we're going to have to grow our force
Special
a
project
bit more.
complete.
So we've recovered an Irasian artifact, which the Irasians are our precursors for this round. Effectively, think of how the Protheans or Forerunners are for Mass Effect or Halo, and that's what the precursors in this game are. A thorough investigation of 4-3A has unearthed evidence of a past presence. An away team from the HMS Strabo has managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship, which should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. Interesting. And we gained some society research and 1 Irasian artifact. So, how are we doing on this? 5 of 6 Irasian artifacts, so When we get one more Rassian artifact, I will be able to find their homeworld. And the Terran Republic has made peace with the Psychonids and taken 2 systems from them. Not bad. I'd say they got off pretty lightly, considering I'm planning to effectively take all of that when we go to war. Though we're definitely going to need a 3rd fleet for that. And I'm going to need, definitely, 2 fleets to take on the Eprians, considering they still have a pretty sizable military force at their command. So, I wouldn't be able to take them on with just 1 fleet of 5.6k or thereabouts. So I'm going to need to keep expanding our fleets. And once both of them are at full strength, we'll have to start seeing about mobilizing a 3rd, so that we have enough military forces to take on both of them. And because once the area we control gets big enough, we'll need a 3rd fleet just to be able to keep someone in all the appropriate positions. Yep, still recently liberated, rather. Almost said recently conquered there. God. That is not the same thing. Definitely not. The Terran Republic stopped guaranteeing the Vrex Corporation's independence. Somehow I doubt those 2 are about to break their defensive pact anytime soon, though I did hope for a second that would be what would happen. Really shouldn't have, but I did. Really shouldn't have, but, you know, whatever. Sol Station has 1 destroyer coming in, and we are full up on minerals. So, let's sell 5,000 minerals. Yes, 5,000. You heard me correctly. And let's find the next planet we want to terraform. That's an Arctic world. Alpine. Savannah. The Alpine and Barnard Star next. We're going to terraform it into a continental world. That takes a lot of energy, so we can really only manage 1 every couple of decades or so. Which is a little bit annoying, but not really. We also have a lot of food. So, sell a bunch of that.
Construction complete.
And then, buy me, let's say, 500 alloys. 500 alloys seems nice to me. Our fleet over there is already at full strength. But I'll need to add some more ships to it, I think, just to bulk it up a little. Okay then. Not a whole lot actually going on in our colonies or anything. But Valyria get set up. I'm probably going to start growing it by just dumping some food and consumer goods on them. But this planet that we found a while back that's apparently the home of some species that got mysteriously wiped out, we've had a potential breakthrough on their species. The Layeds, or however it is you actually say that, I have no idea. Our research team has made a potential breakthrough on the Layeds, an intact data core thought to contain thousands and thousands of items of visual data has been found. However, adapting it to be viewed in a format compatible with human visual sensory systems will take considerable effort, not to mention that we will have to translate the Layed language. The research team has set up a project to see what data can be gleaned from the cores. Interesting. Issued special project, Layed Data Core. Requires a science ship. Of course it does. So, that won't be happening for a little bit. Our current science ship is off in Lenara territory surveying a star. But when you're done there, get back and check that out, would you? And now our vassals are doing their own survey work on that system still. They'll add it to their space eventually. I don't need to do nothing about that. And Nova Serica, our Forge World, has another pop on it. Let's see here. I'll just give them another generator district for now. Even though it's a Forge World, they can have a generator district just so those pops have something to do. Oh, they grow up enough to hit size 25 when I can give them another alloy foundry. I mean, we're producing a decent number of alloys right now, but more is always good when it comes to something that you're literally using to fuel your war machine, right? Neratum can have more agriculture. I've already decreed they're going to be our new agri-world. Since Elysium is already capped on that until we unlock hydroponics farms. So Elysium won't be able to do anything about that for a long-ass freaking time. Now, build another destroyer to fully reinforce that ship. Migration treaty between two people I don't care about. Shock of all shocks, I don't care about that. I know, stunning, isn't it, that I don't care about a migration treaty between two people I don't care about. It's absolutely shocking, truly. Our factions, overall they're alright with us, but we have two that aren't so great. First, there's the Alien Rights Association. For one thing, they don't like the fact that we do purges, even if they're only displacement. They also dislike that we're a society of primarily humans. They want us to welcome all refugees, rather than simply welcoming our own species. They want us to join a federation? No. They like new contact with aliens, but there's not much space left in the galaxy to make contact with, so I'm afraid they're shit out of luck there. The National Growth Board, though, their problem is They'd like us to have at least 5,000 energy stored at all times. I could always just sell a little bit of consumer goods and random other resources, as well as some of the strategic ones we've just been saving up. I could always sell some strategic resources and get up to that point to deal with that, but that wouldn't please them by much, I don't think. They would also like us to restrict our stance on wars to defensive only, which I'm not bloody doing. We need to be able to expand militarily if we want to keep growing the empire. They'd also like us to not go to war, which, ha 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 ha, that's a joke, right? Not go to war? Hilarious. Truly fucking hilarious. Where do they get such ridiculous ideas from, anyways? Not go to war? What nonsense. Really. Honestly, where do they come up with this crap? Not going to war? That's ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous. Okay, Barcelona-class destroyer to be coming off the production line soon enough. So just be a little bit patient on that, and this fleet will be at full strength. I have room for another starbase. I think we need another anchorage. And actually, we can kill two birds with one stone. And starbases collect trade in the system they're in, and we have Oldash here with a stupid amount of trade coming in. I could build one there, and then this system could get us a load of trade, and we make it an anchorage.
Construction complete.
Which, making it an anchorage, and hold on for a second. Elysium. They have this modifier where they're really fast at building armies, so giving them a military academy would be a good idea. As I was saying, we could just kill two birds with one stone and put down a starbase here, make it into an anchorage, complete. And use that anchorage to collect trade and do anchorage things. Compact Star Studies. Star is a sad reminder that all things in the universe are finite. Once a shining star at the end of its lifespan, it collapsed into itself. Blah 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 blah. Our scientist gets particle research. And that star survey thing is finished now. We have finally finished our studies of the different types of stars. A special research group was formed to further analyze all the collected data. The group will focus on furthering our understanding of physical processes that happen in the star's cores, thus push the limits of science. And that ends the star's event chain. And we get a bunch of physics research. So get out of their space and go do that project over at the home world of the species that just sort of died for no reason. Well, it wasn't for no reason, but it does kind of seem that way. Start this next month, and Starport.
Science Division report
construction. Research into more research is done. I could just repeat that, actually, and get even more research from our stations. We could get more alternatives, or we could get a plasma thrower. let's see here. Fuck it. Just research more research. We're kind of low on our research output right now, so researching more research is just a good idea at the moment, I think. It really is. It's just a good idea.
Construction complete.
Nova Serica is done with its stuff, and we're getting a little bit more research. Not a whole lot for that, so yeah, just research more research from stations.
Construction complete.
And Neritum has done a thing. Both our fleets are at max strength. 400 and 615 respectively in alloys we will need to be able to reinforce, or rather upgrade our fleets. Not reinforce, that's a completely different damn thing. It really is, just completely bloody different, so let's not call them the same thing, shall we? We shall. We're shelling right now. So for the moment, I'm gonna head over to the fleet manager and see about adding a few cruisers or destroyers to our fleet. Now, first order of business, add 2 more Geneva class so we have an equal number of each type of destroyer. That puts us in 84. And then I'm going to add a Vienna class cruiser to this fleet, I think. Let's pop over to the ship designer and yeah, Warsaw class is the carrier. So next order of business is to boost that up to 3 and will give us 2 Vienna class. So 1 Prague, 2 Vienna, 3 Warsaw. Yeah, 1 Prague. Yes, let's see here. Second fleet. That's 1 Prague. Need to add the Vienna class now. That's a 2. So I think actually for our second fleet, because it doesn't have some pirate cruiser we just nabbed from nowhere, we can afford 4 Warsaw class. Let's make sure that's the right one. Yeah, Warsaw class is the cruiser. So we'll have to reinforce those a whole bunch to get them up to max strength, but I'm in no hurry since we have a naval capacity problem right now, so I need to actually get this star base up and running before we do that. But speaking of naval capacity, and this is something of a minor spoiler.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Hold that thought. Finished our naval capacity research, so that's no longer an issue. Next thing to research, I think will have to be the ability to build more star bases, because we're lacking in that right now. 9 is just not enough, I'm afraid. But as I was saying, speaking of naval capacity, and this is something of a spoiler for what I'm planning on doing in future, but basically, there's a certain... oh, this game just loves to bloody interrupt me. The Eprians have become more xenophobic. I don't care. And there is a human on the slave market? What is this outrage? Find me that human. I'm buying their fucking freedom now. Okay. Let's find a place with the appropriate job. If there is such a thing. Neritum is our new colony, so they can join us, and no more humans on the slave market. How the hell did that happen? Okay. Check. Who... I would love a way to easily check this. Who do I have migration treaties with? It's the only thing I can think of is one of them sold a member of our fucking population into slavery. There will be blood for this. There will be blood. Someone is going to fucking die for this. But basically, to try and get back onto my point. Speaking of naval capacity, and once again, someone is selling humans. This is not tolerable. Not at fucking all. So I'll just leave it paused while I explain this, because things keep happening. Basically, I've been looking at some mods that I might potentially add, which would work with an existing game, and one of them is, and I forget the name, but basically it adds back in a feature that Paradox took out at some point or other, where you get essentially a levy, a feudal fleet levy of sorts from vassals. So your vassals give you naval capacity. It doesn't work infinitely. It only goes up to like 5 vassals, and I think it's like 20% of their naval capacity or something. I don't really remember, but I'm gonna be adding that in between this and my next session, so that's going to help with my naval capacity issue. Certainly. And will you people stop putting humans up for sale? I don't have the cash to keep buying them eternally. You are really pissing me off. By human? Now let's check where this next human is. We're gonna need to sell some stuff to pay for this. Now, is there not another human on the slave market? I wouldn't mind that, but I'm surprised. I thought that second pop-up meant there was another. Maybe it was just a reminder. Speaking of which... let's sell a bunch of our strategic resources. We're not making use of them. There we go. I have a lot of energy now, so I'm going to start terraforming a second world, and potentially a third. I haven't decided on that point yet. Size 12 Savannah, and it's in a system where we already have a colony. 7. 6.9. We'll terraform that. And then terraform this Arctic world, which is going to be all of the places we can currently colonize, other than this one continental world way up here, which I'm not going to colonize because I'm going to be giving that to the Eprian Confederation when we eventually take this over and give it to them. Oh my god. Will you assholes stop selling humans on the market?
We have claimed a new world.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to be consistently freeing them to give them jobs and all? And this one, we don't have any jobs. So it may have to wait. There's Illyria here. Give them a generator district. And this new human pop can move to Illyria. God. Okay, who do I have a migration agreement with? Currently. We have one with you guys. Could they be selling our pops into slavery? Or it could also be the Lenara, because we used to have a migration treaty with them before the bastards broke it. Maybe they're trying to get back at us by selling our population into slavery. Wouldn't put it past them, honestly. Now we've got to reinforce the fleet a little bit to expand our strength just a little more than it's currently expanded. Okay, and considering at this point that this stream has now been going for almost an unprecedented 3 hours, you might be wondering, when am I going to call it? Well, the answer to that is, I'm going to call it at the start of 2308. I've been thinking about a good stopping point for a while now, and the beginning of 2308 strikes me as a decent place to cut it for this time around. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'll have one more claim down on those guys for then. Then we'll have just one more that we can get on them for our two-front war. So that'll be a thing. It will indeed seize. And we've just crossed the 3-hour mark. So yeah, that's a thing. 3-hour stream. Usually I'm only doing Stellaris for like 2 hours. 2 hours and a half tops.
Construction complete.
3? That never happens with me. Never. Okay, and next month we'll be able to reinforce that destroyer to this fleet. I thought we'd be able to. Apparently the game disagrees. Apparently it wants to reinforce in cruisers first. I'll just do it manually then. or it wants to wait until we can reinforce with multiple destroyers at once. So it might be. Actually, no, I won't do it manually. I prefer using this system to do the reinforcements. Because manual fleet reinforcements, I just can't be bothered with. They can be kind of a pain in the ass, and the kind of thing I want to avoid. Still recently liberated, so they aren't keen on becoming my subject. Understandable. But we'll be crushing the boots down on those fellas in no time, so nothing to worry about there. They're still superior at the Ancient Kingdom. They're also quite large in territory, so even though I have a defensive pact with them, I'd say war with the Anto is inevitable at some point. It just depends on how long it is. Of course, chances are that it's going to be quite a few wars because of how large they are. I mean, just look at them. All of that territory up there, and then all of this down here. I'd say 5 or 6 wars at least is going to be required to finish off the Anto when we do inevitably go to war with the bastards. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it took that long. Nor would it be entirely unwelcome, because I'm having a lot of fun in this playthrough. More than I've had in a long time in Stellaris, and
construction complete.
It definitely feels like the AI is doing a lot better job, and I'm honestly not sure if that's because the AI was upgraded, or if it's because I'm playing on a higher difficulty, because I usually play on Ensign difficulty, but I upped it to whatever the difficulty above that is. Commodore, I think. Commodore, I think, is that difficulty, so it's definitely a lot better. And do I even need to make this anchorages? I don't know that I do. I'm tempted to make it another shipyard instead. Is just having Alpha Centauri and Sol producing our ships, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that's gonna cut it. Yeah, I'm gonna make this another shipyard. If we need another anchorage at some point, we are researching more starbase capacity that'll be done in a couple of years, so we can always do that. And we've got a pop in Terra now that needs to move somewhere else. And Nova Serica is just one away from being able to get another alloy foundry down. So, congratulations, Mr. Worker. You're being relocated to the Forge. What the hell? What the hell? What just happened? Seriously. I said to send them to Nova Serica, not Regium. God. Do you people ever listen? Jesus. Get me an alloy foundry. And fortunately that wasn't much energy, so we can just tank that if we want, but I'll sell some resources to make up for it. Nova Serica's alloy foundry will be up in a while, and that'll be some more alloys. Keep on fueling that war machine, right? Kinda need to do that. won't become my vassal just yet. We'll have to let that newly liberated thing wear off, and then hit them with another command to become our subject. Imminent Nova. Where is this? It's over in the Hive, so there's going to be a supernova that's going to destroy that system. Have fun with that, my Hive friends. It doesn't affect me in the slightest, but I'm sure you're all freaking out, or at least you should be. If you're not, you should be. Neritum has another pop now, so they can have another agriculture district to grow yet more food. And now we'll drop game speed down and pause it. It's 23:08 now, so it's time for us to stop this one.